to Ignite Success. I'm your host, Snowden McFall, 25-year professional speaker, 6-time author, and coach for women in confident public speaking and money business breakthroughs. And with me today is an extraordinary woman, Pat Gillum Sams. She is the founder of the Sistah Covenant Podcast. Welcome, Pat. So happy to have you here.
Good morning, Snowden. Thank you for having me. It is my pleasure to be here on such a great Monday morning.
It is a great Monday morning. So we just broke a major glass ceiling this weekend, didn't we?
That's right. We
That's
sure
right.
did. And there are a million women right behind me ready to break the next ceiling. And you're one
You
of them.
bet.
So it's an exciting day here in America. I would say the world. We're excited.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So tell us, I know you've had a fascinating career and you've been prompted to create the Sistah Covenant Podcast, and tell us why.
Snowden, for a time such as this, I felt compelled, I would say even led to create a platform. It turned out to be a podcast. I had never really been familiar. I'd only listened to podcasts previously, but I was compelled to create a platform, a safe space, if you will, for women, specifically women of color, to come together, to talk, to share, to laugh a lot, cry a little, but be knowledgeable and empowered about issues that affect us and our communities. Women are the backbone of our families, of our corporate boardrooms, as well as our communities. So it is important that we share, that we come together, and we empower one another because we are stronger together. So that was the impetus for Sistah Covenant. And as I said, at a time such as this, the summer has been rough. 8 months of a pandemic, protest in the streets of most cities around this country, and now we're in an unprecedented election. And the last week has shown us how divided we are as a country. But it takes more than just lamenting in our milk. That's just not who we are. And as women of color, we have come together in previous times of challenge, like 100 years ago during the suffrage movement, when
Right.
we came together to ensure that the 19th Amendment was ratified, but we didn't get the right to vote, but we didn't
Right,
let
not
that
till
stop us.
1965, right?
65. That's correct. 45 years later, the Black woman got the right to vote during the civil rights passage of that bill. So we understand what it looks like to be a part of a challenge, be a part of a struggle, be a part of a movement, wait and be patient. But we are strategizers and we come together in collective number. And that's what you've seen here in 2020.
Well, and Stacey Abrams is really the hero in many respects for
Wow.
this election. I mean, she did an
Wow.
incredible job. And you saw President-elect Biden acknowledge that he could not have won without the African American vote.
You are correct. And, someone like myself, we have been vigilant here in Florida. When you see key counties like Duval County, who had not been turned blue in quite some time, I want to say it was
Right.
not since the Carter election. When you see key counties like Orange and Leon and even Miami-Dade turn blue, but yet the state of Florida is still not, we understand there's opportunity and much work for us to do. But when you saw Georgia come around a corner, no one expected that. So we understand where the opportunities lie, and we understand that we are here, and this is the opportunity that we've been called to do.
So one of the things you shared with me is that you consider this a movement, not a moment. Can you speak to that?
That's right. Yes. What I mean by that, Snowden, is this moment in time has been what we've been waiting for. It's not a passing Tuesday night affair that will be gone. It is where we are. Let's just say the genie is out of the bottle and we're not going back. The reason this Sistah Covenant is important to us, as I said, we have to be our sister's keeper. We have to be knowledgeable on the issues that affect our community, but we also have to make sure we are well and that we are whole so that we can continue to nurture the communities that we serve. So it's not a passing time. It is a moment that we're going to siege and we're going to take advantage of, but we're going to leverage to get to the next level. And I submit that women of color will be a part of the conversation to get us to the next level, not only in this country politically, but as we heal our nation and move forward in this next season of what we're going to accomplish together. So no, it's not a moment. It is definitely a movement of women and of women of color.
Which is awesome. So how can people find your podcast so they can listen to it? What's the best way?
So we are live every first and third Sunday, as well as those months that have 5 Sundays in the month. And you can find it on Facebook Live. So our inaugural podcast was launched on Facebook Live November 1st. So you can actually go back and view it. But you can also go to the sistahcovenant.com, our website, the Sistah, and I am saying Sistah, Sistah, covenant.com, and you can see the past podcasts and any future podcasts, but you will also be able to see it via YouTube, and it will be downloaded on all your favorite podcast platforms such as Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Well, wonderful, Pat. Thank you for doing this. I know you're making a big difference, and thank you for sharing your voice and all the great things you're doing with this podcast.
Thank you so much, Snowden, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
Thanks for watching Ignite Success. We have interviews with more great women coming up shortly.